Hey, this is Jim. It's 5:58 p.m. in San Francisco, California on July the 23rd. Please note that all discussions, analysis, and information presented are for general informational and educational purposes only and should not be construed as financial or any other form of professional advice. We need to get eyes on this. I need you guys to help retweet this and tag Charles Payne and anybody else that you think should see this. This information down here, these are all reports that these three firms were required to do to the SEC. So this is directly off the SEC's website. I just cut and pasted it into a view that would fit here on the chart. So the three firms we're talking about ANTARA, and then we're talking about a firm called Corbin Opportunity Fund LP, and there's a difference in these names, and Corbin Opportunity Fund LTD, okay? So this firm sold shares of APE during this date range, June 21st to June 28th, again, June 21st to June 28th, and the exact same price range, $1.72 to $1.92. $1.72 to $1.92. What's unusual here is that ANTARA also, although they have a different date range of June 16th to the 28th, has the exact same selling range price-wise, $1.72 to $1.92.
Similarly to BAM Investors' explanation of trades conducted by these three groups, ANTARA's Lance Kravitz filed a 13D form to the SEC February 15, 2023. According to Investopedia, a 13D needs to be filed when a person or group acquires at least 5% of a company's voting class stake. In this case, ANTARA's position on APE shares on behalf of AMC's board to rig the reverse stock split vote. The trades in the form were signed off by ANTARA CEO Himanshu Gulati on behalf of ANTARA, Corbin Opportunity Fund LP, and Corbin Opportunity Fund LTD, meaning Gulati may have used his inside information on trading with AMC's board to aid Corbin, while simultaneously utilizing Corbin's APE shares as leverage for additional voting power during Aaron's push for the reverse stock split. As BAM Investor explains, this wasn't the first time.
Now I'm going to show you guys why. Number one, that's a huge coincidence unless the same trader is executing trades on behalf of this firm, and I'd be interested in hearing some of your ideas about that, and especially I'll talk to Pedro once I post this thing. What's much more interesting to me and a potential smoking gun here is that the sale that they posted at $1.92, $1.92, $1.92 for all three firms could only have been done during 2 hours of trading during this entire window here. So this blue box, this time window, there are only 2 bars where they could have executed a trade at $1.92 because it did not trade at that level, up at that level outside of those 2 bars. And I'm going to hover over those and show those to you in a minute. Here's what's a potential smoking gun here. All three firms, this is ANTARA right here. So if you look over here at the prices that they executed at, and you look at all these different prices, this is where I grabbed that information, $1.72 on the low end of the range and $1.92 on the upper. You can see that the only trade that went off at $1.92 is this line. It was 424,400 shares, which posted right over here, okay? Look at the date. It was executed on June the 21st is what they reported to the SEC.
This is important and prompts the questions. Were the $1.92 sales reported to the SEC as being executed on June 21st, 2023, done in the after-hours market? If so, that date could be correct, but it begs another question. Who bought those shares from Gulati? Volume of that magnitude would have to be prearranged. Did the shares purchased directly from Gulati represent a prearranged deal that allowed a closing trade for a trapped short seller? This would make the 6/21 date of extreme importance, possibly indicating that not only did Adam Aaron buy votes for the conversion and reverse split designed beforehand with Project Popcorn, but that it assisted short sellers in the process, in this case through Gulati. If true, it is a consistent pattern AMC has displayed to its shareholders behind the scenes while projecting a false image of their importance on available public media.
Now we'll pop over to this other Corbin Opportunity Fund. move across the price column. Again, $1.72 bottom of the range, $1.92 top of the range, 6,200 shares, which I've posted over here. And again, the date, June 21st. Now we'll go over to their other fund. And again, $1.72 on the bottom end of the range, and then $1.92 on the upper end of the range, 19,400 shares, 19,400. And then again, the date, June 21st. The problem with this, you guys, and as soon as I click onto the chart, all three of these boxes, these images are going to go away. So I wanted to show you this first. Everybody's clear, right? $1.92, June 21st. $1.92, June 21st. $1.92, June 21st. Okay. Now, as I scroll over here on the chart, you're going to see this is the 21st right here. You can see the pop-up box. Let me move it up to where you can see the price range and everything else. So I scroll to the left. You see that's June the 20th. This is the first hour of trading on June 21st. The high, you can see printed right there, $1.73. Then the next hour of trading, high, $1.69, $1.70, $1.68, $1.66, and then $1.75. And the final hour of trading, the highest it traded was $1.74. So clearly, I just moused over, and none of the trading activity that took place on June 21st traded up to $1.92. Why did they report June 21st and not just one of the three firms making a mistake? These two guys, if you make a mistake, you're going to make it in both funds, obviously, but why did ANTARA also report June 21st as the execution date of that $1.92 trade? You can see in reality, the only time it traded to $1.92 was that gap up open on June the 22nd. You can see the high, I'll mouse up here, the high $1.95. So yes, there was some room there to execute a sale at $1.92. The next hour of trading only traded it to $1.91, so they couldn't have gotten it off on that hour. Third hour of trading, it traded exactly to $1.92, so they could have top ticked it in theory. But that's it. Then you can see the whole rest of this period all the way through June 28th, which was their trading date range. They never had another opportunity. So again, 2 hours of trading on the 22nd. This is possible, but why did all three firms report to the SEC that they sold those shares on the 21st? So you guys do me a favor, retweet this, tag Charles Payne, tag anybody else you can think of, and let's try to figure out why all three of these firms traded the exact same ranges and all three of these firms reported to the SEC an inaccurate sale date of those $1.92 executions. That's it from my side. Good luck.
Important questions for retail investors to ask are, why did Galate trade for all three funds simultaneously? Did Galate use all three funds to compound voting power? If so, why didn't he purchase these solely for ANTARA? Was it to mask the manipulation of the vote during Project Popcorn? Is it possible that he attempted to stay below a reporting trigger percentage or delay the reporting even if slightly? Shouldn't Corbin's investors wonder why they pay Corbin to manage their money, yet Corbin passes the responsibility off to Galate, who just had his unsuccessful fund shut down? Please let us know in the comment section or think about it. What do you all think was the reason for Corbin allowing total control of their fund's investments to be driven solely by Galate, the manager of a failed fund?